Sometimes it's overwhelming. Why they got
The whole world knows that Solange and Jay-Z haven't always had the best relationship. But now that he is facing a lawsuit that threatens his career and reputation, she has let her true feelings about him be known.
Just coming out this evening, Jay-Z is being accused of a minor along with Diddy at a MTV VMAs after party back in 2000, according to documents obtained by Fox News Digital tonight. The lawsuit, which was initially filed back in October, was refiled tonight in New York by an anonymous accuser claiming Jay-Z, whose full name is Sean Carter, raped her while Combs and Celebrity B watched. So that other celebrity was not named. Initially, the lawsuit stated Combs raped the minor while Celebrity A and Celebrity B watched. Carter was named as Celebrity A in the refiled lawsuit. Representatives for Jay-Z did not immediately respond to Fox News Digital request for comment. Combs and Carter allegedly, quote, took turns assaulting the minor, according to the lawsuit. Many others were present at the after party but did nothing to stop the assault, it alleges. The 13-year-old girl was dropped off at Radio City Music Hall by a friend as she wanted to attend the MTV Video Music Awards back in 2000, according to the lawsuit. In an attempt to gain entry to the venue, she began approaching limousine drivers waiting outside the celebrity-filled event. One of the limousine drivers she spoke to claimed to work for Diddy, the lawsuit read. He told her that Combs liked younger girls and said that, quote, she fit what Diddy was looking for, not allowing her into the awards, but inviting her to an after party.
And what she's had to say about it all might surprise you. I think we can all agree that Solange probably isn't Jay-Z's #1 fan. The whole world got to see what she did to him in that elevator back in 2014, thanks to the leaked CCTV footage of them.
Let's talk about it. All right, so the biggest story around the world seems to be Jay-Z being attacked in the elevator by Beyonce's sister Solange. It's leading on all the newscasts. Of course, it's a hot topic here, but it's amazing how the world has let go of everything else important and is talking about this. She is kicking his behind. And the security guard's trying to hold her back. Beyonce's next to Jay-Z in the corner. And I know you've seen this footage before, and you know that Beyonce waited a long time before she stepped in between them. Yes, she almost kicked him in his area, but he caught it. This was at, as you might know by now, the after party to the Met Gala. It was at a place here in Manhattan called the Standard Hotel. The hotel is upset because the footage even got out, because this is supposed to be a place that caters to celebrities. But who falls for that? You know, of course, this footage probably made somebody rich. The only thing that would make somebody richer is the person who's got the audio. Okay, so now, you know, I will just say that the people have been speculating and saying, well, why didn't Beyonce get in the middle? In my mind, Beyonce didn't get in the middle because Solange was probably attacking him.
But at the end of the day, he's married to her sister, so they're family. And in recent years, Jay-Z and Solange have been spotted posing for pictures together at family affairs, though some people have questioned if they're genuinely getting along or if it's just for the cameras. Now that Jay-Z is facing his darkest hour, does he have the support of his sister-in-law?
A lawsuit claiming that Sean Diddy Combs raped a 13-year-old back in 2000 was amended to also accuse Jay-Z. His statement on Sunday slammed Busby and claimed that the attorney tried to blackmail him into settling. Then, late last night, Busby posted on X saying in part that no one has made any threats and Jay-Z's comments are bogus and laughable. He also called the rapper's allegations a, quote, coordinated and desperate effort to focus the public's attention on me personally to avoid attention on the allegations being made by my clients. Jay-Z has denied all allegations.
According to a Page 6 insider, she hasn't turned against him, even as things get bleak.
And a federal judge has ruled the woman alleging she was by Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs can remain anonymous. The woman says both men raped her at a party when she was 13 years old. Jay-Z's legal team had fought to get the case dismissed, arguing his accuser should have to reveal her name, but the judge disagreed. ABC's Morgan Norwood has the latest.
A legal victory for the woman who is suing Jay-Z for allegedly her when she was 13. A federal judge ruling the woman can proceed with the case while remaining anonymous, at least for now. But the judge also chastising the lawyers representing Jay-Z, accusing them of trying to fast-track the judicial process by repeatedly filing motions to reveal the identity of the Jane Doe to have the case dismissed. The judge writing in a 5-page brief that the Carter's lawyers' relentless filing of combative motions containing inflammatory language and ad hominem attacks is inappropriate, a waste of judicial resources, and a tactic unlikely to benefit his client. The court will not fast-track the judicial process merely because the counsel demands it. This latest legal twist coming after the recently filed civil lawsuit by Jane Doe, claiming that Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, and P. Diddy, a 13-year-old girl at an after-party after the MTV Music Awards in 2000, while an unnamed celebrity watched. Jay-Z has vehemently denied all the allegations, putting out this statement 2 weeks ago, writing in part, "This is a blackmail attempt." The multi-platinum artist, who was 30 at the time, now a business mogul with decades.
They claimed that Solange let Beyonce know that she'd be there for her, and she would be available to talk anytime she needed. Apparently, she reached out to Beyonce the moment she first heard about the allegations. The insider wasn't the only one who was saying that Solange was on Jay-Z's side. Another source told US Weekly that even though Solange and her mom, Tina, weren't the biggest fans of Jay-Z and Beyonce's relationship, they didn't believe the allegation that he was involved with someone underage.
And an older white woman saying, "Oh, your son is a gangster rapper, right? How did you let him marry your daughter?" And it was just shocking to me. And I said, "No, actually, my son is a CEO." She didn't think of him as a CEO or even a talented celebrity that, was a great businessman.
Following the clip, Tina shared what she took away from the experience.
At that time, I remember thinking, I can't be mad at her.
The source told the outlet that Beyonce's mother and sister just did not think that the horrific thing that Jay-Z had been accused of could be something that he would ever have done.
Top mogul Jay-Z. His name has been revealed. The allegation is that he and Diddy a 13-year-old girl at an after party in the year 2000 after the MTV Video Music Awards. Now, Jay-Z is denying these allegations. In a statement he posted to his X account, he denies the allegations and questions why this was done civilly, why this civil lawsuit was filed demanding money, and why a criminal complaint has not been made. He writes, quote, "My lawyer received a blackmail attempt, called a demand letter from a lawyer named Tony Busby. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir, it had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny." End quote. So that was what Jay-Z said publicly on his X account. In a statement to ABC News, that attorney, Mr. Busby, said, quote, "The pleading speaks for itself. This is a very serious matter that will be litigated in court."
A different insider told US Weekly that Beyonce didn't tolerate anyone saying anything bad about Jay-Z to her. She was standing by him. She's reportedly upset that this is happening, but she believes that he's innocent.
Rap and media mogul Jay-Z now accused of a 13-year-old girl in 2000 along with Sean Diddy Combs. Now, this lawsuit was originally filed back in October in the Southern District of New York, listing Diddy as the defendant, but it was just refiled today to include Jay-Z now, whose real name is Sean Carter. Of course, he's the husband of Beyonce. The anonymous accuser alleging the assault occurred after she was driven to an after party following the MTV Video Music Awards. The suit says she was offered a drink that made her feel, quote, woozy, lightheaded, and felt like she needed to lie down. Shortly after, the suit claims Jay-Z and Diddy entered the room where she was resting, eventually sexually assaulting her. And now, just in the last hour, we are hearing from Jay-Z and his team of lawyers. They're denying the claim and say that they are the victims of blackmail, saying, quote, "I will not give you one red penny."
The source went on to say, everyone in Beyonce and Jay-Z's extended family is trying to process this and is talking, but mostly everyone wants to be there for Beyonce. According to them, if she ever needed to talk about it, then her family would be there for her. While Solange hasn't always been in Jay-Z's corner, Tina is known for repeatedly showing her support for her son-in-law, which was why there were more than a few raised eyebrows when she liked to post on Instagram about the Jay-Z lawsuit.
Beyonce's mom, Tina Knowles, is speaking out about some recent social media activity. On December 9th, a 70-year-old took to Instagram and claimed her account was hacked after she seemingly liked a post from ABC7 Chicago that shared details about the rape allegations against her son-in-law, Jay-Z, whose legal name is Sean Carter, which he has denied. The matriarch shared a screenshot from her phone's Notes app on Instagram where she claimed, quote, "I was hacked. As you all know, I do not play about my family. So if you see something uncharacteristic of me, just know that is not me." In her caption, she warned fans to stop with the nonsense, writing, "Please stop playing with me," along with the Bible verse, "No weapon formed against my family shall prosper." Tina's clarification comes on the heels of new legal drama hitting Jay-Z. He was named a defendant in a lawsuit on Sunday that alleges he a 13-year-old girl allegedly alongside Sean Diddy Combs in 2000. The accuser is anonymous, only identified as Jane Doe, and claims the assault allegedly happened at an MTV Video Music Awards after-party per NBC News. The outlet also notes that the federal lawsuit had originally been filed in October in the Southern District of New York, where it listed Sean Combs as a defendant. However, it was refiled Sunday to include Jay-Z's name. In a lengthy statement released December 8th, the rapper denied the allegations and also addressed Tony Busby, the lawyer who filed the suit, writing, quote, "These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away, would you not agree? These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case." The 55-year-old added that his only heartbreak is for his family. He shares 3 children with his wife Beyonce, which are Blue Ivy and twins Rumi and Sir. Quote, "My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people. I mourn yet another loss of innocence. Children should not have to endure such at their young age. It is unfair to have to try to understand inexplicable degrees of malice meant to destroy families and human spirit."
A report by US Weekly revealed that she quickly tried to clear things up, though, by saying that she'd been hacked. In an Instagram post, she wrote, "As you all know, I do not play about my family. So if you see something uncharacteristic of me, just know that is not me." Tina showed her support for her family when she joined Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Blue Ivy at the Mufasa, the Lion King premiere immediately after the allegation first came out. The 4 of them put on a united front by holding hands together as they posed on the red carpet. But can you guess who was missing from the family lineup? That's right. Solange wasn't anywhere to be found. It could have just been that the timing didn't work with her schedule, but there was also some online speculation that maybe she wasn't super up for showing her support for Jay-Z. It's been just over a decade since the pair had their infamous elevator incident at the Met Gala after party. When TMZ released the surveillance footage of the fight, it spread like wildfire. Considering just how ferocious the whole thing was, it probably took a while for the brother and sister-in-law to recover from it. But did they ever move on from the incident completely? In a song from his album 444, Jay-Z sang, "Nobody wins when the family feuds," which makes me wonder just how true that statement is, and how much he really believes it. Obviously, as we've seen with many famous scandals, the celebrity's PR team put out a diplomatic and tactful collective statement. Her own father thought it was funny.
Ask Solange about the elevator fight with Jay-Z?
No, I haven't. I've never asked her about it. I've said numerous times on interviews, I really cracked up laughing because I just know Solange and her personality. She's a firecracker at times. Don't know if she got that from her mother or from her father. That's up to all of you I'd like for you to just text in or on your social media, who do you think Solange got her personality from? Her mom or her dad? And the answer is.
Well, when you saw that video for the first time, what was your reaction?
I told you I started laughing. I thought it was funny as hell. I mean, what was funny was also, you know, the personalities. You know, Beyonce is there, all calm, collective, and you know, Jay and Solange are having their differences, and then it's lights, camera, and it's time to go to work.
This statement said that Jay-Z and Solange each assumed their share of responsibility for what had occurred and acknowledged their role in the private matter that had played out in public. It also claimed that they'd both apologized to each other and had moved forward as a united family. The whole thing was super vanilla, and most likely heavily edited, so it didn't do much to stop the rumor mill from churning. ABC News reported that none of the people in the elevator actually said anything about what had happened until Solange finally broke the seal in an interview with Lucky magazine. But she didn't exactly drop any jaw-dropping bombshells in it. She obviously didn't want to risk heating things up again. She simply shared that what was important was that she and her family were good. It was pretty clear that whether or not they'd actually kissed and made up behind closed doors, they definitely wanted to give the idea of that to the public. Jay-Z eventually broke his silence on what happened between him and his sister-in-law too.
And for her to say, I'm going to talk about my pain and anger at you, what were those conversations like?
Again, it didn't happen in that way. It happened, we were using our art almost like a therapy session, and we started making music together.
Mm-hmm.
And then the music she was making at that time was further along. So her album came out as opposed to the joint album that we were working on.
Mm-hmm.
We still have a lot of that music, and this is what it became. There was never a point where it was like, I'm making this album. I was there.
Right.
I was right there the entire time.
And what was her reaction to your work, and what was your reaction to hers? They must have caused
I think they were
pain
both,
for each of you, right?
Of course. And both very, very uncomfortable, but sitting in that, the best place in the, a hurricane is like in the middle of it.
Yeah.
We were sitting in the eye of that hurricane. Maybe not use hurricane because so many people are being affected right now, but the best place is right in the middle of the pain.
Right.
And that's where we were sitting, and it was uncomfortable. And it's a lot of conversations, and really proud of the music
And I was honestly shocked when I found out what he confessed that he did to Solange. On one of his tracks, he rapped that he egged her on, knowing all along that all he had to say to her was that he was wrong. I think it takes a big person to admit that he made a mistake, especially publicly. And my guess is that Solange probably appreciated it. In 2017, Jay-Z spoke about his relationship with his wife's sister in an interview where he was kind of an open book.
After 3 years of speculation, Jay-Z has finally opened up about that infamous elevator fight with Solange. I'm still waiting for the day the audio is released from the tape, but for now, Jay-Z's explanation will do just fine. It was a day I will never forget. I was eating my cereal when the surveillance tape sprawled across my TV screen showing Solange beating the crap out of Jay-Z while my queen stood watch. I was shook. I think what made it so shocking was that Jay-Z and Beyonce have always been so private, and they were painted as this perfect couple, so when that footage came out, nothing made sense anymore. And now we're getting closure because in a podcast interview with Rap Radar's Elliott Wilson and B. Jay-Z opened up about the post-Met Gala fight for the first time, saying, quote, "We had one disagreement ever. Before and after, we've been cool. She's like my sister. I will protect her. That's my sister. Not my sister-in-law, my sister. Period. We've always had a great relationship. I fought my brothers and argued with my brothers my whole life. It just so happens who we are, these things go into a different space, but it ain't nothing." So he addressed it, but he didn't really go into detail about why exactly Solange kicked the crap out of him, but I'll take it. Plus, we can pretty much put 2 and 2 together after he rapped about the situation in his song Kill Jay-Z, where he says, "You egged Solange on, knowing all along all you had to say you was wrong. You almost went Eric Benet, let the baddest girl in the world get away. I don't even know what else to say. N-word, never go Eric Benet." And to give some context, Eric Benet cheated on Halle Berry. In a perfect world, I would love to see Beyonce, Solange, and Jay-Z all do a sit-down interview with like Oprah and just tell the story. But in other Jay-Z news, he recently paid tribute to Chester Bennington at the UK's Virgin V Festival over the weekend.
Can you guys light it up tonight for Chester? Lincoln Park one time tonight. Please make some noise so we can hear you all the way in heaven tonight.
I love that. But it's time for you guys to do the talking. What do you think about Jay-Z's elevator explanation? Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe and then click right over here for a list of 9 times celebs gave fans the best breakup advice. Thanks for watching Clever News. I'm your host, Drew Dorsey, and I'll see you next time.
Listen closely, because what he said about her was surprisingly touching. The BBC released an article about how when he was on the Rap Radar podcast, Jay-Z insisted that he and Solange had always had a great relationship. He alleged that they'd only ever had one disagreement, and that before and after it, they'd been cool, and that she was like his sister. Then he made a comparison between her and his brothers, who he said he'd fought and argued with his whole life. He shared that it was just who they were, but that it didn't mean anything. Jay-Z also made the bold statement that Solange was his sister, not his sister-in-law, but his sister, which was actually a pretty cute thing to say about her. A couple of years ago, Jay-Z and Solange were seen together on vacation with their family. They all went to the Mediterranean together, and of course, the paparazzi were around to invade their privacy. A photo came out of Solange and her sister's husband hugging each other on the private yacht they were on, which some people took as a sign that they'd officially let bygones be bygones. Jay-Z seems to have the support of his extended family for now, but who knows if things will change as the case against him progresses.
Beyonce is losing hundreds of thousands, millions of followers every day. And she still hasn't said anything. Just pretending like life is great in Paris.
Is it her place to say so?
I mean, probably not, considering she's gonna be indicted for anything she would say. These are criminals. Diddy is a drug dealer, and so is Jay-Z. The proof is there.
The woman from Alabama, who claimed that the hip-hop mogul had his way with her when she was just 13, chose to remain anonymous in the proceeding.
You should always advocate for yourself and be a voice for yourself. You should never let what somebody else did ruin or run your life.
A 38-year-old mother from Alabama who has filed a lawsuit accusing Sean Diddy Combs and Jay-Z of raping her when she was 13 years old is speaking out to NBC News for the first time. She asked us not to reveal her identity.
What made you want to come forward and talk today?
Because I think that I've been quiet long enough about what I've been through, and it's been hard enough to be quiet, but it's a chapter of my life that I'd like to close.
An NBC News review of her account found inconsistencies with her allegations. She says that she went to the MTV Video Music Awards in 2000 to catch a glimpse of her favorite celebrities.
You weren't scared to be all alone?
No, with having autism is like feeling like you live your life in a shatterproof gerbil ball. The world's on fire. The fire is inside the ball with you, but there's no way for you to get out.
In addition to having autism, the woman says she suffered a head injury. The night of the 2000s VMAs, she says a friend drove her from Rochester, New York to Manhattan, a more than 5-hour drive. Her attorney provided NBC News with the name of the friend who has since died. The woman says she spoke to Combs' limo driver, who offered her a ride to an after party.
I stumbled upon Diddy's driver, who told me that I was exactly what Diddy was looking for.
What did you think when he said that to you?
I thought it meant that I was just pretty.
USA Today recently reported that despite his legal team's best efforts to get the court to force her to reveal her identity, a judge has just ruled that she does not have to do that. The judge's reasoning for allowing her to keep her anonymity reportedly had to do with the sensitivity of the lawsuit, the woman's mental health, and the risk of Diddy or Jay-Z threatening her. However, the judge also said that the ruling may be revisited as the case continues. Jay-Z's lawyer had argued that his client deserved to know the identity of the person who was accusing him in sensationalized, publicity-hunting fashion of criminal conduct, demanding massive financial compensation, and damaging a reputation he'd earned over decades.
It's exclusive that found inconsistencies with the accuser's account.
We expect Mr. Carter to be fully cleared of all of this in the coming days. Almost nothing that she says has checked out because this never happened.
This in the wake of our interview with a 38-year-old mother from Alabama who accuses Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, and Sean Diddy Combs her when she was 13 years old. She asked us not to reveal her identity.
What made you want to come forward?
Because I think that I've been quiet long enough.
She says that she might have some facts wrong, but that she says the incident happened. What do you say to that?
You know, anybody, when they make up a claim, they can just keep repeating it and getting it right. But you never get the details right. And what happened during her interview with you is that the story began to unravel.
On the night of the MTV Video Music Awards in 2000, she says Combs' limo driver took her to an after party. There, she says she spoke to musician Benji Madden and his brother.
I'm talking to Benji Madden about his tattoo. That's the Last Supper.
In a statement to NBC News, a representative for the Maddens confirmed they did not attend the 2000 VMAs and that they were on tour in the Midwest at that time. At the after party, she says she had a drink that made her feel woozy. Then she says Combs and Carter both her. She says she ran to a gas station where she called her father, who picked her up.
We rode home in silence. She didn't ask me what happened.
In an interview with NBC News, her father said he could not corroborate her story. I feel like I would remember that, and I don't, he said. The woman revealed to us that she has autism and previously suffered a head injury. In a follow-up phone interview, we asked her about the contradictions, and she said that she stands by her statements.
This woman is standing by her story. It happened over 20 years ago. Maybe her memory is hazy. Maybe her father doesn't remember that night.
No, she's doubled down on certain of these details. She says, I'm positive. She points out the tattoo. She talks about the tattoo in vivid detail. Turns out that's completely false. And the father is supposed to be picking her up. 10-hour drive, round trip to pick her up in the middle of the night. Has no memory of that. No one has come forward about this in nearly a quarter of a century, and that's because this never happened.
But anyway, what do you guys think? Is Solange really sticking by Jay-Z now that he is in his hour of need? Or is she just pretending to do it for her sister's sake? If things get worse for Jay-Z, how many of Beyonce's relatives will actually stay by his side? Let me know in the comments below.